everyone, my name's Maddie. If you don't know me, I'm Selena's daughter, and I'm here today to wish you well. I hope you're all staying inside, drinking tea, eating your vegetables, and staying healthy. I'm here today to show you some photo tips to hopefully up your photo game, depending on what kind of camera you're using. Doesn't matter if you're using your phone, your DSLR, your point and shoot, or even a film camera, whatever floats your boat. These should all work for you, hopefully. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So no matter what kind of photo you're taking, the most important thing is always going to be lighting. So if you're inside, I would recommend moving closer to a window. If you're taking a selfie and you go right up to the window and put your phone here, you're going to get a much nicer, even lighting on your face. You're going to look great. If you're taking a flat lay of your scissors and your scrapbooking supplies or whatever else straight down photo you could be taking, if you can move that onto a desk right in front of a window, you're going to have beautiful lighting. Speaking of lighting, one of the easiest things you can do if you're using a cell phone to change your lighting is just click the screen and then move this up or down. If I'm taking a photo of a sunset, I like to move it down to get more colors out of the sunset. So my next tip is to change your angle. I know the thing that easily comes to mind is to take it right here, how you're looking, you pick up your phone, it's easy. But the more different you get from your eye level or a normal eye level of a human, it's just going to be more interesting for your viewer because our eyes are up here, we always see things here. But if you get right down into the grass and shoot up, you're going to get a really cool photo. If you go way up high and go down, you're going to get a really cool photo that people aren't used to seeing. So something really fun with this is if you are shooting on your cell phone, this doesn't really work for bigger cameras unless you have a whole operation of like a crane, or you are really good at balancing your tripod on some stuff, or you have a top-down tripod. But if you have a cell phone and some tape, you can get a really cool angle that people aren't used to seeing directly top-down. So I personally like to use gaff tape. It's kind of expensive, but it pulls really easily off of stuff, and it's also really good at staying sturdy. Self-timers are awesome. If you are alone, you can get a photo of yourself in whatever environment you're in. That's personally my favorite. I'm usually alone. I like to go on photography walks alone, and taking photos of myself is much easier when the camera has a mode that you can do that. Most cameras have this. So if you aren't using it, you should, because my film cameras have this, my phone has this, my big camera has this, everything has this. So if you're out on an adventure alone or with friends, we all know the photographer that's always behind the camera taking all the photos but is never in any of them. If you want to get in those family photos of you on vacation, this is your best friend. So the easiest way on your phone to do this is just find your settings. It's always called timer, and then there's always different amounts of time. Usually if you have to run anywhere far, I usually do 10 because that can run. But so just hit 3 seconds, prop this up against a rock, a fence, a water bottle, whatever you want, and then just hit 3 seconds, go, and it'll take this time and count down and flash, and then you get your photo. So grab an object, any object will do to lean your phone against. Put your phone on self-timer. I recommend using this camera versus this one because this one's always higher quality. And you'll have a photo of yourself. So my next tip is going to be add layers or shoot through something. The more depth you can get in a photo is always cool. So if you add a plant just in front of the lens a little bit, it'll add kind of a blurry color to it. Or you can shoot through a plastic bag and kind of mimic what they do in the movies when things are really dreamy and they put their fancy filters on front of their lenses, but you can use just a plastic Ziploc bag and suddenly you're in a wonderful little dreamland. It does really interesting things to lights. If you see that like hazy effect to the light that it gives, or you can get all kinds of fancy doodads and shoot through some crazy stuff. Or just keep it simple, whatever works for you. My last and final tip is get to know your camera. So many cameras have special little hidden tricks that only that camera can do. I had a camera before that I could take black, white, and pick a color, so I could take black, white, and red photos, or black, white, and green photos. It was super cool, and I've never had that feature on a camera again. So get to know what features your camera has. Even your phones have features now. The Google phone that I have has night sight, so it takes better photos at night as long as you just click that little button and it'll allow more light to get into the photo. Portrait mode, it takes photos with like a blurry background, which usually you need an expensive camera for. So there's all different kinds of things. If you use a panorama, if your phone has that, instead of taking a landscape photo this way, if you take a panorama and take it this way and then move it over the same amount to fill that like same size space, you're gonna get a bigger photo because now your sensor was this big for this section alone and then it moved over. Whereas if you just take it this way, that's the whole thing. This one you get like 5 times as much space. I hope you all had fun with me today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!